All right, family, Black Power, you are now witnessing General Seti's Mega Mini, a short production with a whole lot of punch and power. We're going to be talking about today white science, white lies, false recreations of ancient Africa. And before we get into the information, I want to let you know that you can become a member of the Sarasun Seti's YouTube page. The link is right down in the video description. Join. You can click that link, get an introduction video, run down on the memberships. It's 4 memberships. Find one you like. You find one you like, you join. Okay. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies. We got 25% off selected items at this time. African and Egyptian jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. Again, 25% off selected items at this time. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, over 1,000 video presentations on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, advanced African academics, developing the Black nation, one lesson at a time to complete General Sarasun Seti website. Get your behind in class today. That's right. General Seti popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live stream. Too hot to handle on YouTube. So exquisite. We keep it for our family on Patreon. We got over 185 exclusive live streams, and you get to see the General go live when I drop it for the first time. Get over there and become a patron today. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid. Peace. Now let's get to the information. White science, white lies, false recreations of ancient Africa. See, we don't know we get caught up in, oh, that's science. Science is the biggest game. It's just as false as damn religion. Just as false as damn religion. It's another religion. That's all it is. Another religion to dupe you into thinking that they got some good, some irrefutable formula, you see, in which we're going to knock that down today. Because you see, one thing you got to do, you got to know the rules to the game. See, when you know the rules to the game, you almost there. You feel me? You almost there. So we looking at this shit right here. You see, this is the Brady bunch, the goofy bunch. You see, the thing we some fool. What's his name? Josh. Wait a minute. What's this guy's name? Yeah, he owned that Expedition Unknown. Yeah, the truth is unknown too. You see, the truth is unknown right along with the expedition. What this man's name is? I know Joshua Gates. Josh Gates. Okay, that's his name. And so he had this show Expedition Unknown where he had this woman, Elizabeth Danes, you see, Elizabeth Danes, and she, a terrorist, anthropological terrorist who have been recreating all the ancient Africans into Caucasians. You see, and they got some more hitmen out there that we're going to talk about. This guy is another hitman. Okay, his name is John Gooch, Gucci, whatever his name. A gooch. That's what he is. And so I put the re on there. It says shaping humanity. No, reshaping humanity. It says how science, art, and imagination, and that I must put that in there and emphasize that if you can't see that, how science, art, and imagination help us understand our origins. A whole lot of imagination. So much imagination that is downright a goddamn lie. That's how much imagine that you didn't imagine a damn lie. You see, and so here, the reality, let me get it. The reality that they want is the one they create. You see, and so take away our ancient greatness and give us an ape origin. Why did I put that in there? Because the science that they're using is a pseudoscience. A lot of niggas want to talk about This is a pseudoscience. And many scientists have stated that it was a pseudoscience. You see? And so Elizabeth Danes, who was responsible not only creating the fake Nefertiti, she was also the one that created the fake King Tut. So when you seen this, where is that? Right here. She was responsible for creating that garbage right there. You see, so she just been on a tirade creating all these fake recreations, and that's exact. And not only is she creating the Nefertiti and the fake King Tut, she making all type of ape men and putting it in Africa. You see, now the thing is, let me show y'all something. See, they think they slick. Where is that? Now right here. Now, when they put this out here to the world, they put this skull. See, they put the skull next to the statue. You see what I'm saying? Because we want to know, when you're doing a recreation, they say, we thinking that they using a skull, and I'm gonna show you that even with a skull, you cannot recreate what somebody looked like. You see, I'm gonna show you this, the limitations in that. And still, it's not a primary source. You see, it's not a primary source. It's subjectivity. It's based on the artist and what they really want to depict. It's already in their mind. They got to have somewhere where they're going. They don't just take a goddamn skull and you think you put the clay and the clay just fall into place. That's what you niggas think. You or the Cro-Magnon and the Cro-Magnon. I'm gonna get on them too. You think they just put the clay on and it just fall into the grooves and it becomes the actual original face that the person was. It don't happen like that. You see, and we're gonna break the science down around that. So when they put the skull next to the statue to give you the illusion that they have a skull in which they're working on. And the reality is they've never found Nefertiti's body. So you know how they show you, they take a skull and they put something on it. Sometimes they will do that if they got a skull. So because they never found Nefertiti's skull, how did they recreate it? See, we're not even searching and laying out the rule, to see if everything is in alignment. And it's not in alignment. They've never found Nefertiti, but they put that skull down there because they found a particular cache of mummies in a tomb, and they thought that it might have been Nefertiti. It's called the Younger Lady. You see? And so is the informal name given to a mummy discovered in tomb KV35 in the Valley of the Kings by archaeologist Victor Lauret in 1898. The mummy also has been given the name designation KV35YL, YL for Younger Lady, and 61072, and currently resides in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Through recent DNA tests, and I don't trust none of that, this mummy has been identified as the mother of Pharaoh Tutankhamun and daughter of Pharaoh Amenhotep III and his great royal wife T. Early speculation that this mummy was the remains of Nefertiti was proven to be incorrect, as nowhere is Nefertiti accorded the title King's daughter. So see right there, that's a misdirection. They lying right there because they know damn well that skull right there ain't got nothing to do with no Nefertiti. And so why they put it there is beyond me. See, they don't think you're going to do the research because you're going to ask if they recreated, what skull did they use to recreate it? And they didn't have no skull. So everything that they did was already planned out in their mind. They knew they was going to make a white woman from the very beginning. Whether they had a skull or not, they already knew that they was going to create a white woman. And they sitting up here lying and putting up here skulls that ain't got nothing to do with Nefertiti. So I just wanted to bring that out. You see? And so now, when it comes to recreations, I went on the Smithsonian, National Museum of Natural History. They got some information up there talking about recreations, such as what Elizabeth Dane and other anthropological hitmen are doing out here. They say the finished product only approximates actual appearance because the cranium does not reflect soft tissue details. Eye, hair, skin color, facial hair, the shape of the lips, how much fatty tissue covers the bone. You see, because most of the fatty tissue ain't even connected to the skull. It's connected to other fatty tissue. So the skull alone cannot tell you what they look like because it's not even attached to the skull. The majority of fatty, all your forehead, your cheek, your chin, your neck, that's fatty tissue. It's not even connected to the bone. It's connected to other fatty tissue. So the skull alone can't tell you what they look like. You see? So if you find the skull, they can't just put no clay in because it ain't even connected to the damn skull. You see? Now, this is author Jennifer Case, an international award-winning author and criminologist. This is what she said. International award-winning author and criminologist. There are limitations to the facial reconstruction by the artist sculptor, the hair color, the hairstyles, facial expression, shape of lips, eye color, and how much fat on soft tissue and how much fat on soft tissue areas are generalized guesses. However, the complete reconstructions have been successful in many cases to help narrow down searches and assist in identification. You see, so they're guessing. Okay, another one. They are carefully applied steps to begin the reconstruction process of the face. There are limitations to the facial reconstruction by the sculptor artist, the hair color, hairstyles, facial expression, shape of lip, the eye color, and how much. And so it goes on and on and on. You see, they know this. Now, one author who is actually a scientist, I got this from off of the internet, and I'll come back, but he's breaking this shit down. Now, he's saying the first facial reconstruction was done by Wilhelm Illstein in 1895. He utilized measurements of tissue, deep thickness from German cadavers to reconstruct the face of Bach. In present day, facial reconstructions is applied in both for cynics and archaeologists, and some of the methods employed by Illstein are still in use today. Skepticism exists in the biological anthropological community, especially as it pertains to archaeological human remains. The question is particularly inquiring about the reliability of facial reconstruction as it applies to cynics. However, and that it is only what will be discussed in this response. Outright, I have found enough evidence to support that cynic reconstruction is not entirely reliable, particularly in terms of positive identification, and should be used as supplementary aid in a cynic investigation when all other avenues have been exhausted. First and foremost, there are glaring limitations in predicting facial soft tissue on dry bone alone. In general anatomy, it is taught that many of the facial muscles are not directly associated with the bone. Some may have one attachment site to the bone, but the other attachments are associated with other soft tissue. The only two muscles whose attachment remain visible on the skull in almost every instance is the masseter and the temporalis. Okay, and that's these muscles right here, the masseter and the temporalis muscles. So these is the only muscles that are attached to the skull. So there's no way for you to just put no clay because the other muscles ain't even attached to the skull. So the skull alone do not determine what it looked like. So it's an illusion when they get to putting the damn the clay on it. They know where they going. They got to have somewhere that they going in their mind, because the skull is not going to recreate the image. You see, and so rates for high are high for determining mouth width and nose. Let me get in here. Wait a minute. Okay. The figure to the left identifies these two muscles and their origins and insertions. This fact alone blows the idea that facial reconstruction is an even combination of science and art away. Okay, that blows that away. It's mostly art. The error rates are high for determining mouth width and nose projection. The error rates are high for determining mouth width and nose projection. Okay, which are two very important aspects of a human face. If most of the facial muscles are not directly evident on bone, then much is left to the interpretation of the facial reconstruction sculptor artists. Facial reconstructions were employed for the victims of Bali bombings in 2002, and 50% of those reconstructions were inaccurate because they were wrongly identified. The main guidelines used in facial reconstructions are not found on empirical evidence, and some date back to the late 1800s. The guidelines and techniques are not uniform in facial reconstructions either. Determining which to use is up to the artist. Individuals who do use facial reconstructions are quick to point out that these reconstructions are not expected to positively identify an unidentified individual, but are done to aid in the investigation by general leads or tentative ID. As it turns out, facial reconstruction is not too reliable at all. Because of this, a more suitable term for facial reconstruction should be employed, such as facial approximation, because the term recognizes the error or general inaccuracies in the forensic technique. Okay, so that's science. So when you look at all those points are soft tissue. You see, all of those points are soft tissue. And so all of those, they guessing. You can't put no clay on those areas because the muscles, the soft tissue, is not connected to the skull. The only two was the ones on the side that you see right there, the temporalis and the masseter. Okay, the temporalis muscle and the masseter. Those are the only ones that's attached to the bone. Okay, so when you see her up here, she know damn well, she knew that she probably already had a drawing of what this created creature looked like. And so when it comes to all these damn monkeys and shit that they creating, you understand what I'm saying? Making them look, you can't tell what the goddamn skin color of that was. It could have been white. You want to say that the Egyptians was white and this, but you don't want the monkeys to be white. Okay, these are paleo recreationist hitmen, recreational hitmen and women funded by white supremacist institutions to continue the onslaught on African people, history, and imagery. You did not know what you put all of that on there. You knew where you was going with that. You see what I'm saying? So they trying to make all these monkey men look melanated with African, some African features. You see? And so once you understand, look here, you have to look at this. The finished product and look what they started with. Man, they didn't even have they had to look at this. You see, this is what so they just totally recreated. They already knew. It's nothing you can get out of that. It's nothing you can get out of that. Nothing at all. And so they knew where they wanted to go with that. You see what I'm saying? The eyes, you can't tell what the eyes look like. You can't tell what the lips look like. You can't tell what the cheek look like. You can't tell what the forehead look like. You're guessing. And so all of this, they knew where they was going, and they wanted to make Africa, because they always said that we was monkeys and that we were closer to the monkey. And so this is what they have done. They have used these recreationalist hitmen and hit women to create the model that they've always taught and they've always wanted. But now that you know the basis of the science that the recreationists recreationalists, models that they've been using as far as Egypt and early man is only in their mind. It is not real science. It's subjectivity. It's of their mind. It's not of fact. This is General Seti's Mega Mini, short presentation with a whole lot of punch and power. Stay tuned for the next presentation, guaranteed to be fire. Black Power.